I am back. I realized in the middle of the night that I gave you the wrong date yesterday. So I'm going to try to compile two and one today. Yes, my hands are a little ashy here. Um, Yesterday was the 29th, not the 28th. So the 29th. Do I remember anything from my 29th birthday? I don't remember anything, but let me see, 9 and 2 is 11. 11, 11, 11. Fifth grade. Yes. Excuse me. Granny is not feeling too well today. I helped a relative clean their house over the Christmas holidays, and it was quite dusty. I didn't have a mask or anything to protect myself from breathing it in, so I am paying for it. But I will be well. I just need to stay home. And like the doctor said, just cough it all out. He said he could give me something to help with the cough, but that won't help me get all the dust out of my lungs. So I'm doing a lot of drinking water and a lot of coughing. Yeah. I didn't sleep well last night, but I'm going to do this video anyway. Okay, so 29th. I don't remember anything of my 29th birthday. So 2 and 9 is 11. I think I was in the fifth grade at this time. I remember, I remember I was in the last graduating class of that elementary school. They closed down the year I graduated, that I finished. And it was kind of sad. It was kind of sad because I watched my sisters, my two younger sisters, I watched them be bused to another school much further out. And they were okay with the school. They got used to it. They first had to get used to me being gone because they were very dependent on me when my mother wasn't around. And so it was scary for them. It was scary for me to move on without them because we've always been together, no matter what. And we had been through a lot together. So that was a growing pain for us. Now, through this growing pain, I grew a lot over the summer, going from the fifth to the sixth grade, going into junior high. That was crazy. That was crazy. The summer before, we went to New Jersey to spend with a great aunt of mine. We call her Aunt Missy. And we stayed there. And it was a little difficult transitioning from everything elementary to junior high mentality. I had an older mentality anyway, but being around the other children that I was around, they didn't think as far in the future as I did. So it was still kind of rough, even though I was with older kids and they thought further ahead, but their behaviors was something else. Oh my God. I remember fifth grade, it was still the same little thing. The boys teasing the girls teasing the boys, boys pulling on my hair, because I had a lot of hair. Oh my goodness, I had a lot of hair. My mom only did my hair once a week because it was just so much. She would wash it, condition it, grease my scalp, and braid it. And then I had to wear the old school pantyhose on my hair at night to keep it fresh. And that's what I did. So it was like, the little normal fourth, fifth grade activities or whatever like that. But then when I got to sixth grade, that's when I was immediately hit with other children or students trying to entice me with weed, with alcohol, with snuff, with licking stickers that had LSD on it. And I'm just like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. Just leave me alone. I don't want that. And it was just overwhelming when I first went because I did not experience that at all in elementary school. So to experience that then, I was kind of prepared for it because my mother sat me down and we had a talk, and my uncles sat me down and they talked with me also. These are my mother's brothers, and they talked to me about peer pressure. My grandfather talked to me about how to protect myself if I had to be physical in defending myself because I was very little. I was very, very little. And yeah, it was just different when the way I knew school was just totally different. What I liked about being in the sixth grade, those were some of the negatives I talked about earlier, but what I liked was it opened me up for other opportunities to think about my life in the future, how I wanted to go. This is when I really, 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 really started loving science more and really loving English a lot more. The two of them, which is kind of odd because usually it's reading and history or math and science. And I was the oddball. I loved the English and I loved the science a lot more during this time. I remember those were the two classes that I really, really, really liked during this time. I excelled a little more in those two classes because I just really loved them, especially science, because there was a lot of hands-on activities. So, yeah, that helped me learn because I am a hands-on person. And that's the reason why I chose all of the jobs that I did after I graduated high school because I am a very hands-on person. I learned better that way. And I remember yes, I remember my that year. I remember my 11th birthday. Actually, I remember my uncles. They were all talking to me. They were trying to prepare me for peer pressure then because they were like, you're getting ready to prepare for the sixth grade. And so we need to have conversations now. I remember that. That was special. I have been very blessed with the family that I have because my uncles, they saw what I was going to experience. And for a child who was overly protected by her mother and her uncles and her grandparents, yeah, that those conversations needed to happen. Especially with me being the oldest grandchild. And they looked at how this could look for their children as well because their children were younger than me and they all looked up to me. So everybody tried to guide me so that I could get it right. And I think I did pretty good. I was a normal kid, but I think I did pretty good. I think my choices were okay. I didn't always make the right choice, but I did learn from the ones that I did not choose so well. I did learn from those. My time management was my struggle during that time because your body is changing during that time and you're hit with all these other pressures, and you're having to leave behaviors from elementary school and to grasp on the junior high mentality. Excuse me. it it was a little bit of a struggle, but not too bad. It wasn't too bad because I had a lot of people in my corner. All of my aunts and uncles, my great aunts and uncles, oh my gosh, my elders were my rock. I swear to God, they were my rock, especially my grandfather. They were always there. Always, 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 always there, no matter what. I can just pick up the phone and say, hey, this happened today. There was never a time where they didn't guide me. They didn't tell me what to do. They guided me on what is the best way for me to think how I should handle things. And I appreciate that. It did. I do. I appreciate that because it helped me to not be lazy and to critically think on the best solutions for my situation. Now, today really is the 30th. Today really is the 30th. So, oh, I remember. Okay, so when I was 30, I had a hysterectomy. Yeah, I was really sick. I was really, really sick. I had a medical emergency and I had to have a hysterectomy. And it was a good decision for me. I chose that. The doctor, she wanted to do something else completely different, but I'm glad I listened to my body and I made the right decision. And when she went in to do the surgery, she saw everything I told her I felt was going on within my body. This is when I was 30 years old. It was in the year 2000. August the 10th, 2000 is the day that I had my hysterectomy. And she said, when she came back to meet me after the surgery, she said, "Girl, you needed that surgery in the worst way." She said, absolutely everything that you said you felt was going on in your body was actually happening in your body. And she said, they just stood around and just looked like the first 5 minutes, like, how is it that she is not in great pain? Like, how could somebody stand this? And then she also said, check her blood again. You sure there were no drugs at all in her body? No. I had lived with that pain since I was 15 years old. 15. So by the time I was 30, it was 15 years later, is when I was having the problem fixed. And at that point, there was no medication that was helping, nothing. I just decided, hey, this is just what my life is until, something happens. At that time, there was not a lot of information on how to alternatively um, help yourself with fibroids. There wasn't. There wasn't a lot out there. Fortunately, today, for anyone else who's out there, there's a lot out there now, and you can get some help. So I remember that. I remember being sick my 30th birthday because of the fibroids. Excuse me, because of the fibroids. And I was bound and determined they were coming out of my body. And so that's what happened. I had surgery and they came out of my body. So yeah. Then towards the end of the year is the doctors were surprised because they were planning on me not returning to work the rest of the year. But I was able to go back in October. I healed so quick because they ended up doing 3 surgeries instead of one. They ended up doing 3 surgeries back to back. And they really wanted to give me time enough to heal. So they was like, no, we'll just shoot for January for you going back to work. And so, excuse me. But I went back to work in October of that same year. And I felt good. I felt good about the decision I made. It didn't bother me that I was not going to be a mother biologically. That was never a dream of mine anyway. I love children. I love, love, love children. I love all of my nieces and my nephews, my little cousins' children. But I just never wanted to have any of my own. I'm not sure if it's because I helped to raise a lot of children while I was still a child growing up, but I just didn't have a desire. I just didn't. I didn't even have a desire to get married. I just wanted to work on my goals, achieve them, and work on other goals. I've always wanted to have 2 or 3 careers in this lifetime. And have I done that? Let me see. Yeah, I've actually done that. I've actually done that. So yeah, that's what I remember from my 30th